Hey everybody, how are you? Sorry, we're a little late and hopefully a little okay.
Where they removed the polyps and cleaned up my endometrium lining. Well, today I got the note. Well, let me go back. They said no news is good news, basically. If nothing is wrong, you won't hear from us. Hi, thanks for clicking on Simply Tanika. I am Tanika. If you are new here, welcome. Hit that subscribe button. Let's hang out a while. If you are returning, welcome back. Let's get those babies, ladies. I see the crystal raindrops.
Hey ladies. Oh, it's backwards on there. How are you? Hey sis, hey Shell. Hey Adim, hey Deidre. What's up ladies? We're live on Instagram too. Let's see if I can comment to them too. Hey. All right. How you guys doing today? Everything good? Good in the neighborhood? Let me fix my shadow. There we go. Cheyenne, will you do me a favor and get me something to do? Sure. I got a shadow though. Can you guys see me? It's dark right there whenever I move. I'm gonna move it that way. Okay. Oh, it's on delay. The one with the handle, please. There we go. The light is adjusting. Happy hump day to ya. Happy hump day to ya. Happy hump day. All right, ladies, let's get it in. So a lot of you ladies said you wanted to be held accountable for the weight loss challenge. So I thought I would put together a little live stream to talk about our weight loss. I am in my 4th week now. I will have a weigh-in on Saturday. I'm seeing results with the tape measure, but not as much with the scale. Like I would think that as dramatic as it is with the tape measure, it would be more dramatic with the scale. But I'm confident that I'm losing fat. Blue got me some fat calipers, so I get to squeeze my fat and test it. And then my scale also it measures the fat as well, but it's not as accurate, right? Because it's just shooting electrodes through your feet there. Yeah. Hey, Mrs. Living in Hope. Hey, Lovette. Hello, hello. How are you? Oh, let me see. Hey, ladies on Instagram. We got Tone for Better, a Robo 230, and I can't see something bean. All right. So I wanted to talk to you quickly about what I've been doing, and then I want you guys to share what you've been doing. So we have accountability. I started week 1 with the apple cider vinegar mix. So I did apple cider vinegar in the morning with hot water, a splash of honey, and go ahead, honey. A splash of honey and lemon. And I would start my day with that. And then I had it at lunchtime and I had it at dinner time. I would have it before every meal. And that was, one was a detox and also just to kind of get my body going, relax my liver. The lemon is meant to be good for that. Apple cider vinegar is supposed to also curb your appetite. It's an appetite suppressant. But I don't know. Day 2, I was hangry. I was like, I was also coming off of caffeine, so that might have had impact on it. I quit coffee for fertility purposes. And so, but by day 4, I was fine. And then day 5 was when I did my first pictures. And so there was a dramatic weight loss, which I think was probably water weight and inflammation, but it if you look at those pictures, my body fat was like hanging over the shorts that I was wearing. And then at the end of that time, I was even with the shorts. And so, I mean, I still have a long way to go, but that was like a dramatic difference. Hi, Saloom. Saloom Mustafa. Hopefully I said that right. Hello, she's on Instagram. So yeah, that was what I did week 1. And then week 2, I started the intermittent fasting. So I did like the easy intermittent fasting where I was 16/8. So I had an 8-hour eating window and then 16 hours where I did not eat. My 8-hour window was 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. just because my work schedule is a little bit crazy. And some people do it like 10 to 6, but then I would never eat dinner because I'm not ever home. Thank you, Cheyenne. I'm not ever home by 6 p.m. So I wouldn't eat dinner. But I did that. And I also lowered my caloric intake. So I went down to 1,200 calories that first week. It was like keto-esque. I didn't follow the keto hardcore, but I did increase my body fat. The idea, so intermittent fasting and keto are kind of like brothers and sisters. The idea is to keep your insulin in your body low so that you have insulin sensitivity. And what happens is insulin is kind of like the fat navigator in your body. So if your insulin is high, the fat is holding on. It feels like you're in crisis. And so your body's holding on to the fat in case some crisis comes up. So when your insulin is low, it kind of lets it go and releases it. And that is what comes off as the weight loss. So which is also why you want to drink a lot of water so you can kind of flush that out, right? It's leaving your body with pee, poop, and sweat. Pee, poop, and sweat. So you want to do that. But so I did 1,200 calories, which I also started tracking my calories in MyFitnessPal because I realized I was eating about 2,000 calories a week. So that very first week when I did the apple cider vinegar, I didn't change any of my food. I ate whatever I wanted to eat and I used the apple cider vinegar. So, and I started logging it just so I had an idea of like, how much am I eating every day? And it was about 2,000 calories. So week 2, I cut my calories down to 1,200 calories and I made it more fat dense. So the idea is to get my body fat adapted. Fat is the only thing that's not going to spike your insulin when you're putting it in. I know it sounds weird. I know all of our lives we heard things about don't eat fat. There are good fats and there are bad fats. So like avocado and there are healthier fats, right? And so consuming that like in nuts. So 50% fat. And who else is on? Hi, Christina. Oh, they're saying hello to you, Cheyenne.
Hi, Christina.
She says hello. You can hear her. I don't know what. You want to come over here and wave to the people? Come on. She'll come over. She gets, you know that other part is for your knees, right?
No.
Okay. You come that way because I think the cords are there. We have like a little studio set up in here. There's a lovely Cheyenne. You don't have to come all the way in.
Hey guys.
So actually, can grab that or come over here because I'm going to put you on the spot. Cheyenne has been doing some food research. She has PCOS, so I think that might be good. You want to talk a little bit about your come all the way in? Do your knees go there? I got a new chair, so she's confused about it. Just come there. Just get in.
Do I sit right here?
Yeah, butt goes here, knees go there.
Oh, okay.
Remember Paul at the office? He had kind of that? Okay, she looks shorter than me because it's an office chair. It's a desk chair. So do you want to talk a little bit about your, I'm going to move the Instagram people about your PCOS diet?
Hi, Living Hope.
Mrs. Living in Hope.
Mrs. Living in Hope, sorry.
She says, love the teamwork. Go ahead. PCOS food. What's good? What's bad?
Oh.
What are you using for weight loss with the PCOS?
You know, it's so interesting. So basically, like, what we're, like, taught not to eat, those with PCOS especially cannot eat. It sounds weird, I know, but it's like simple carbs, I think that's what it's called, like white potatoes, white rice, white bread. Like I'm not supposed to eat that. It's going to kick into overdrive.
Right, so all the white food, because last week I had a live stream. People were like, what do you mean white food? It's the food that has no color. So potatoes, rice, all of that high starch, simple. Your body's going to burn through it quickly. It's not like if you use brown rice or whole grain rice, the hull is still on there. So it takes your body longer to process it. It stays in your system longer, which allows you to get more nutrients from it. The one that is simple carb goes through quickly. It's more likely just stored as fat, right? Because your body doesn't have time. It just is like, it's there. Hey, let's hang on to it.
And also like soy is a really big no-no. Like I cannot have soy. So like like for instance, like I'm trying to cut down on my dairy because I'm not supposed to really have dairy. I'm lactose intolerant. And
me too.
Yeah. No. So I try to have like coconut ice cream, for instance. Like I can't have soy ice cream. I can't have soy milk. Like soy product inside like foods. Like I can't have processed fat.
Someone has an ice cream addiction.
Yeah, I know, it's bad.
If we open up the freezer right now, the girl who just said she can't have what?
Ice cream?
Has a lot of what?
Ice cream.
Yes.
But that's why I'm going to start to convert to coconut ice cream. Like, it's supposed to be so much better. I mean, come on, it's coconut. Yes. It just has a coconut tint to it, like a little hint of flavor.
And so also a lot of us who don't even have PCOS, but who are trying to conceive, you have to be mindful of the soy. Soy can mimic estrogen in your body as well as flaxseed. So I know a lot of people like to put flaxseed in their smoothies as a fertility smoothie ingredient. Try hemp seeds instead. You get the same omega-3, but it's not a phytoestrogen. It's not going to make your system all wonky. Shali says, hi, Tanika and Cheyenne. Sending up from Houston. Hey, Houston, Texas. Mrs. Living Hope says she loves ice cream too. And Baby J Blessing says, hey girl. So I don't know if you guys all know, this is Cheyenne because I put one thing in. I'm sorry, I'm excited. I'm yelling. Woo! I put a video up of you 2 weeks ago and people were like, I didn't know she had a daughter because there was a lot of new people. I feel like you used to be on the channel all the time.
Yeah, I was.
And now I think in the last 1,000 subscribers, you probably have not been on. Because I don't think you've been on since I hit 1,000.
No,
right?
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, where are you being girl?
I don't know.
Okay. And they asked about Arden. Arden also has PCOS. So
yeah.
Arden is Cheyenne's BFF, so they've both been on the show before. We talked about Cheyenne's birth or me birthing Cheyenne. Yeah. And some other interesting conversations. But yeah. Okay, so sorry, back on topic. So what to eat or what not to eat when you have PCOS. So no soy, no simple carbs, potatoes, rice, plain rice, right? Like brown rice or like...
Brown rice is fine.
Couscous you can have.
Couscous is fine.
Quinoa, even though you don't like the texture.
Like quinoa, but quinoa is fine.
But it's good because it takes your body longer to break it down.
Yeah. And then also...
and did you guys know if your body takes longer to break down, it's burning calories? Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
That makes sense, though. That does make sense. And also sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are great.
Hi, Tessa.
Great.
Sweet potatoes.
Hi. They're a great substitute for regular potatoes. Like they still have a good amount of potassium in them, like regular potatoes. And a lot of people don't know this, but actually, potatoes actually have more potassium than banana.
They do, and cauliflower has potassium. Mm-hmm. So I'm cauliflower. I like to kick sweet potatoes old school. They belong in a sweet potato pie. Just saying. So, but the cauliflower, I made the cauliflower mash. You guys saw that. We had that with the salmon and this, was it spinach? Yeah, I used, it looks like mashed potatoes, tastes like mashed potatoes. Cheyenne has a texture issue. She didn't care for it. And then I've seen a lot of you guys on Instagram doing cauliflower rice. So I haven't done that yet, but I do want to try that. And then I don't know if you guys saw my post. I did do the zucchini spaghetti. So I bought that from Fresh Direct. I know Tanika TTC has an instrument, and I'm promised I'm going to get one. But in the meantime, I just got the noodles. You keep talking. I'll show them the noodles.
Okay. Hi from the beautiful islands, from the Bahamas. Okay. Hi. I've never been. I really want to go. Hi, JS. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey. Like, I think oh, she's back with the noodles.
Okay, you can keep talking.
I think with my PCOS, like it kicked in an overdrive when I turned 22. I'm 24 now. And that's when I started like weight gaining, sleep apnea. It's been a journey. Hair growth. That's why on my face.
Yeah, I was gonna say explain where the hair growth is. Yeah.
On my face, on my fingers, things like that. So
okay, here we are. Noodles. Hey, let me show you the back because that you can see them. So that is actually zucchini, and I'm going to prepare it like spaghetti. So remember we talked about the plain white simple carbs that you shouldn't have. This is a good replacement because it's vegetables and it's yummy. And so I saw Tanika TTC, she posted some food. I love good food porn on Instagram. If you guys put good food porn up, just tag me. I love it. Anyway. This has not what I'm looking for, but it traveled 44 miles to Kingston, New York from Kinderhook. So it's local, basically. Anyway, so this is a good substitute. So how did you discover you had PCOS?
Oh, You know, TMI ladies, but I wasn't, like, my period was very irregular. Like, I would have 4 periods throughout the year, which is not that frequent, that I've learned. And I went to my OBGYN about it. She's like, okay, let's see what's going on. And then she gave me an ultrasound, and she saw, like, all these cysts in my ovaries. So PCOS is really, it stands for polycystic ovary syndrome. And there were, like, at least, like, a dozen cysts total, like, with both ovaries. And she was like, yeah, you have PCOS. And I was like, what is that? So then she had to explain that's, like, a hormonal imbalance. What happens is your eggs don't completely ovulate. Your eggs sometimes turn into androgen. Like, it has too much androgen in it. So it turns into a cyst. So, like, my own body is, like, it's just a vicious cycle. So, like, if you don't eat properly, if you don't exercise properly, if you don't, take care of yourself, the PCOS can really get out of hand. And the more your egg drops and tries to ovulate, the more androgen you have, and the more of that female hormone of that male mimic hormone, the androgen. I don't really know how to explain
testosterone?
It. It's not testosterone. It has its own name. It's like like the female testosterone.
Okay.
It's called androgen, and it's like it keeps going and going and going. So that's why I learned.
So, I mean, that's a good point about hormonal imbalance, especially for us who are TTC and trying to lose weight. So that was another one. I know Rakosha asked me, I don't know if she's on, asked me about the one of the benefits of apple cider vinegar. It is reputed to also help balance your hormones. So I think that was a good way for me to start. And I feel like I haven't had as many breakouts since I've been using the apple cider vinegar and exercising regularly. And getting outside every morning just helps clear my head. Like, it's a great way to start the day. I started exercising in the morning because coming home to do it is a non-starter for me. Cheyenne was like, where are you in the mornings? I just had to get out, and, like, it's nice. And I walk out to the water, and I'm actually picking up speed. I actually jog a little bit. But I'm not really built for speed, but I do kind of get my heart rate up. Hit high interval intensity training. So I do spurts, and they said, I can't remember. I think it's got to be 125. So I've been wearing my Apple Watch, and it'll tell me what my heart rate is. You want to keep it elevated for so long. That also helps to burn fat. Okay.
So 2 people were diagnosed with PCOS, and they're chatting.
Oh, wow. Okay. Baby J Blessings and Shalise. Okay. After 6 miscarriages. Oh, I'm sorry, Shalise. I'm sorry about your miscarriages. I'm glad they found an answer. And speaking of miscarriages, my channel is almost a year old. It's going to be its birthday soon. This month, October, is pregnancy loss, or is it pregnancy, infant and pregnancy loss awareness month, which is what kind of inspired me to start the channel in the first place. So I do want to, acknowledge everybody who has lost a pregnancy or had a loss of a child, whether it be SIDS or whatever reason. There were a couple of people who reached out to me who had late-term pregnancy losses, and that just broke my heart. I mean, I was a puddle after 10 weeks, but they actually had to give birth to the babies. So that is just, my heart goes off to them. But I did want to acknowledge that. So Shalise, do they have a plan of action for you? And Cheyenne mentioned she's got weight gain. Did you have weight gain related to your PCOS, or did you notice any? Hey, Genesis. Hey, boo.
PCOS over here. Also, I know the struggle.
Okay. Arab 2387 over on Instagram. Did you have weight gain from your PCOS? Anybody? Hey, fam. LaShonda, what's up? I almost wore my shirt, but I try to keep it exercisey today. But I'm sprung on that shirt. She's the one who got me the shirt that has did you see it? The baby dust? I
don't think I have.
Okay. Anyway.
Sounds cute, though.
Yeah, it's super cute.
It does. Yeah.
All right. 83 pounds. Okay. From when you got diagnosed with PCOS? Oh, my God, girl. So what have you done to keep the weight off or down? Are you eating? Are you exercising? Shalise, I didn't think I had PCOS because I have regular cycles. However, my RE diagnosed me after my last one. Wow. Was it diagnosed because you had cysts on your ovaries? I was diagnosed years ago. Ashley's TTC journey. Okay, so a lot of you ladies have PCOS. So it is more prevalent than I thought. I actually never heard of it until Cheyenne told me she had it. And I'm going to be honest, she was just like, it's going to be impossible for me to get pregnant. I think she was 21, and I was kind of secretly glad. Long before I knew about infertility issues, now I'm like, oh my God, how do we help her? Because obviously I do want to be a grandmother one day. But I think you were like 18. You were young, and you were like, it's going to be difficult for me to have children. And I was like, okay. Anyway, That's another story. Got up to 315, but back down to 253. Oh, good. God bless you. Good for you. Down to 253. So what did you do? Was it food? Was it exercise? That's a lot. You did a really amazing job. So I'm going to look to you for guidance, and I'm going to stop whining about when I'm struggling, because that, I take my hat off to you.
So Shalise was saying that,
oh, she thought it was from birth control.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I was prescribed metformin, and afterwards I lost 68 pounds. Wow. Okay.
But metformin, I know they prescribe to you to start like fertility treatment. So I'm not, did you do that for like to control or to maneuver around the PCOS, or was that for fertility purposes?
And Arab says she lost hers with food. Good for you. Oh my goodness.
Food is it's an important factor.
It is. And I do feel like I am eating to live now. Like I had as a cheat food on Saturday, pizza, and it was like, what? I couldn't even finish it and it made my stomach hurt. It was like, well, not worth the calories. I'm really enjoying the low calorie. Ashley, I see you said you're doing keto and intermittent fasting. I'm doing that too. I'm doing keto-esque. I'm still trying to understand all of keto, but Dr. Berg and that other channel I told you about, Fledged Fitness, have helped me a lot with that. Food is amazing. I like for it to be beautiful. I like for it to be tasty. And so I'm making it as nutrient dense as possible. And I know I say that a lot. Some people are probably like, what is nutrient dense? It's just like the value of the food. So 100 calories of, I don't know, M&Ms is not the same as 100 calories of broccoli, right? The broccoli has much more nutrients in it. It's more nutrient dense. And I could eat a lot more broccoli for 100 calories than I could for 100 calories of M&Ms.
So Nikki Callie says, can you get PCOS in your 40s? So I believe, and don't quote me on this, but I believe that you're actually born with PCOS. It is possible to be diagnosed with PCOS in your 40s and not know it throughout your lifetime. Like that's a possibility, because I mean, yeah, that is a possibility. And then
metformin, Arab said on metformin also 500 once with last meal. Okay. Hi, Laura Hub 55. Hello. I'm trying to keep up with you guys. You felt safe for a few years. Yes, I sure did, Genesis. Falsely so. Okay, Ashley says she's been doing keto. I saw that one. I also have hypothyroidism. Okay. And an aunt of mine had hypothyroid. Okay, so this is interesting now. She's passed away, Aunt Michelle. She had hypothyroidism, Auntie Michelle, who's over here somewhere. And she had 6 miscarriages, and she was overweight. Now I'm diagnosing her postmortem, but I think there was a hormonal issue, and they never back then tested for, like, she just kept trying. Her husband actually left her because she couldn't give him a child, and it was like devastating. But I think those are all related. Hypothyroidism is also a hormonal issue. It's a little bit of both with PCOS. Most women are insulin resistant, and the metformin helps with this. Okay, so then intermittent fasting helps because intermittent fasting changes you to insulin, increases your body to be insulin sensitive, as does keto. So I think one or the other or both, as I said earlier, I don't know when you guys joined, they're sort of like brother and sister. The intermittent fasting and keto diet work together. They're both doing the same thing, where they're reducing the amount of insulin in your body so that your body does not have access to glycogen. And then a switch goes on and says, oh, there's all this fat that's stored there. Let me use that for energy.
Also, someone asked, what's the best doctor to go to for, I guess, the diagnosis of PCOS? I can't really see because the chat's moving so quickly.
Okay.
And where I got my diagnosis was from my OBGYN. Like I said before, she did this ultrasound. She listened to my symptoms. It's really important to understand what's going on with your body, and knowing the differences. It took me a couple of years to understand what was happening exactly. I remember sex ed came to my school in 6th grade, and they said, listen, if you don't have a regular period by the age of 18, something's wrong. You need to get that looked at.
What do you mean they came to your school? They rolled up in a van and was like, hey, we're going to talk about sex?
Absolutely. The school hired them, and they gave out condoms to the boys. They gave out pads and tampons to the girls.
Because that's what sex ed is about, right? Tampons and condoms.
Deodorant to everyone else. And yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to go because I know, hold that thought. So Ashley says it's so hard to get in more than 1 meal a day. I get so full of spinach, egg, and a protein like bacon. Yes, Ashley, I know that's right. I love me some bacon. It is hard to get in. Now I'm doing 1,093. It is actually hard to get that in. And my fitness pal will scold me at the end of the day that I did not get in enough calories because I feel full. I mean, like I said, 100 calories of broccoli is a lot of food compared to 100 pounds of, or 100 calories of junk food that I was eating before. So it is hard to get it all in a day. And people, I think that's a good point, Ashley, because I think people think they'll be starving when they do. You're full. Like that first week, it was a little weird, but then I realized by the time my body is sending a hunger signal, that is the time not to eat, because at that point, it's going to realize I'm not going to feed it, and it's going to have to start breaking down fat. LaShonda, get a little both with PCO women. Okay, I reread that one. Genesis, I'm doing the fasting too, but food is such an amazing thing. I dance just thinking about it. Oh, I know, that's right. I love me some food too, Genesis. Trust me. Put this stuff into MyFitnessPal though and check it out. Oh, I'm making Reese's peanut butter cups. I'll do a video on that. They're all healthy. I'm using PB Fit, the peanut butter where they reduce some of the fat, and I have cocoa. And what else did I get? I got dark chocolate from the food order. Dark chocolate, like the melting. Yeah, to melt. You saw those? Yeah. Don't touch them. I know. To melt and like drizzle across the top. And then I got these graham cracker cookies to break up and put in the bottom. It's going to be good. I'll show you guys on Instagram. Anyway, have fun with your food, Genesis. Don't be afraid.
So Genesis Lovings TV says, what is keto? I want to lose 20 pounds by January.
Okay, so Tanika TTC is your keto queen, or Ashley. She's doing it. Ashley's TTC journey is doing it. I am not the keto expert. I know you have to increase your fat intake. You want to do good fats, but I'm still trying to figure out keto because it's a little like counterintuitive to everything that I've learned about food. I'm doing like keto-esque food, but basically the idea is the same. You want to reduce your sugar intake and your carb, the simple carbs, the white carb intake, because that will turn into glycogen in your body, and then your body uses that for energy. So you know how, like I was telling you guys before, 2 o'clock, I would walk around the office with the sugar fix and popping candy in my mouth, and then I had to put my retainer in. So that was giving me the energy. As long as I was feeding my body all that sugar, it was never going to break down the fat, because it was like, oh girl, we good. So I had to, the intermittent fasting stops all of that coming in. It keeps my insulin very low so that it actually can start breaking down body fat. Okay, Shalise, my treatment plan is Femara and Gonal F injections to help with egg quality. Okay, are you doing Femara and Gonal F with the IUI or timed intercourse? I've never done an injectable IUI. I'm scared of the Gonal F, I'm not gonna lie. LaShonda said, check out Stephanie the Skater and Dr. Axe. They have good info on PCOS. Okay, that's good. Dr. Axe. I think I've seen some of his videos, but not on PCOS. You should check that out. Ashley's laughing at Genesis. And then LaShonda, correct, you're born with it. Okay, I conceived twice before knowing that I had PCOS. I was diagnosed after the weight gain because my periods became irregular. So I think that's important too. Like, I don't know about you guys. When I was younger, I was a little intimidated about going to any doctor, let alone the gynecologist. I mean, we're in a vulnerable spot. We have our legs up in the air, and they have their hands in our hoo-ha. So it wasn't really a time that I wanted to talk. So
that's fair.
Now I've learned how to advocate for myself. Like, while they're down there, ask them some questions. What is going on? What do you see? Because they only are going to see you once a year normally. Now that I've been going through fertility treatments, I can see on the ultrasound from different points in my period, it looks different in there, right? So depending on when you go to the OBGYN or your gynecologist, it's going to be a different thing. So if you're going in your follicular phase, right, like right after your period, before you ovulate, then they can really see if there's a lot of cysts on your ovaries, at an abnormal amount. If you're going afterwards, they might think, oh, well, this is probably still left over. Like, it just depends on when you're going. And if you're not telling them, like, I'm having this, because who did you know to tell them, like, I'm having weight gain or irregular periods? Like, you thought it was normal, right?
Well, the weight gain came after my diagnosis of PCOS. To be honest, I will be very honest with you ladies. I wasn't so, like, serious about my PCOS and my diagnosis. Like, okay, well, they're just going to put me, and this is what they told me. They're like, okay, we're just going to put you on birth control. It'll flush out your cysts and, you know, it'll regulate everything. But little did I know that it's just like semi-controlling and masking my PCOS. So I didn't really take my diet seriously. So then at the age of 22 is when I noticed all the changes in my body. But I've always had an irregular period since I started at the age of 12 or 13. I can't remember.
Okay. And Arab 2387 is saying she was diagnosed at 14 because her period stopped showing up. So that's another thing too. If you have a hormonal problem and doctors want to give you birth control, you should either advocate to not be on the birth control or get another doctor. Because basically what it is doing, it is shutting down all the signals to your body and telling your body, you don't know what you're doing. We're going to take over. You are not going to ovulate. Because that's what birth control is, right? The pill, you're not ovulating. So and I had to explain this to Cheyenne, you no longer have a period. You bleed, but that is not a period. That is not a menstrual period. You are doing what is called withdrawal bleeding because your lining is breaking down. But it's not a regular period because you did not ovulate. So your body is not doing what it's meant to do. Okay. You're born with it. What is keto? Deidre from golo.com is diet plan for insulin resistance and it helps balance hormones. Okay. Affordable. Lose 3 pounds a week. Awesome. I'm all about affordable. And for me, that was the thing. So a lot of people have reached out to me both on Instagram and other places when I started posting about my weight loss, like, hey, do you want to try this? Hey, do you want to buy this? I am not an advocate of buying canned or boxed products because I don't want to have to take that for the rest of my life. I want to go to the supermarket, order fresh direct, let's keep it gangster, and buy food and cook at home. If you have to ship a package to me, I'm not going to do it. It's not sustainable for me. So I think whatever you can do to kind of jumpstart for yourself is helpful. But again, if that's what you need, do it. I'm not saying don't do it. I have to do what's sustainable for me. And I'm like looking at this as a life choice because I don't want to be where I was again. And I feel so much stronger from working out every day. Like I feel like I'm getting faster. I feel younger. I have more energy. My brain is clear. Oh, so that is this other thing. With the intermittent fasting, there's a thing that happens to your body called autophagy, which means eat thyself. Catch that dirt. Bless you. Thanks. Your cells are eating themselves. And it used to happen back in the day when we were like living, when we were hunters and gatherers. So it cleans up. And I actually talked to the nephrologist about this yesterday. He said cancer patients do it. It cleans up the old cells. It recycles them. So all of our cells have an end date. But then what? They just stay in the body. When you're doing intermittent fasting, it kicks in autophagy, which then your body goes back and consumes those and it uses it. So think of it like compost. You're reusing those cells for energy for something else. So that was also, I can feel it. My brain is clear. And he was like, oh yeah, that's the blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay. So it's like clearing out the literal biological cobwebs in your brain. What is keto? I want to lose 20 by January. Okay, Genesis. Tanika TTC, 198 to 193 just since Saturday. Okay, go ahead. Is that with keto, Ashley? I'm not getting the big weight gain, but I am getting the inches off. So hopefully this Saturday I'll see. Well, I shouldn't say not a big one. It's moving in the right direction, but okay. Would advise when tackling work for this journey. What is the number one thing? Oh, the number one thing is, I would say be good to yourself. Like, every plan is going to be different for everybody. Some people will need a system. Some people will want to do it on their own. You're going to have good days. You're going to have bad days. Reward yourself. Be proud of yourself and keep moving. Like, if you have a bad day, don't dwell on it for 3-4 days. Like, it's in the past. Move forward.
And I thought it's a Western thing too, like a very American thing to do. Like, and I'm not downplaying Americans. I'm just saying we tend to do that when we set these goals for ourselves, and then when we feel like we're not reaching them, like at that exact time, at that exact moment, as hard as we wanted to, then we're like, oh man, like I can never do this, and that's not the case. You know, like it takes like, what is it, 23 days, 28 days, 23 days to break a habit.
Or yeah.
And also with habits, like what people don't realize is you have to replace old habits with good habits or bad habits with good habits. Like you can't just like, oh, I'm just going to stop drinking caffeine, or I'm going to stop smoking cigarettes, or I'm going to stop eating like all this high fat food. And then you're just like, okay, let me just not do it. Like that's not how our minds work. So be kind to yourselves, like she said.
Yeah, be kind to yourself. And I remember, because, you know, a lot of the corporate training, they try to compare to other things. I remember there was a training on like Michael Jordan missed more baskets than he ever made, but he kept going, right? So I think as long as you get up and keep going for the basket, that reward yourself for it. And you should eventually see progress. Like every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. Not only just for weight loss, but to eat well, to sleep, which I'm still working on. to be better human beings. It's a look. I said I was working on it. It's on the list. Does a PCOS push Cheyenne to think about family more now, or are you more trying to get a handle on the disease? Okay, you Genesis. Get a baby now. Can she get out of her mama's house?
I'm so weak.
Okay, I'm doing TI, timed intercourse. I had 6 miscarriages with oh my God, a 16-month period. Oh, I'm so sorry, Shalise. I have no problems getting pregnant. I just always have early losses. After my last miscarriage, I switched REs and he diagnosed with PCOS. I'm glad that you switched REs. Hopefully this will be it. And if you know you're getting pregnant, yeah, it's just going to be a matter of getting that sticky bean. So hopefully you and the RE, now that you have the diagnosis, can work on it. Follow the Hills was one of the first TTC channels I watched, and she had PCOS. They actually did their treatments in Brazil, and that was interesting, her journey. She's now pregnant with baby number 2. Naturally, but she did timed intercourse. I can't remember if she did injectables or not, but she did timed intercourse. It's interesting. And I always thought, because I got pregnant last year, like, oh, that will be the easy part, and then keeping the baby will be the hard part. Little did I know, a year later, I'd still be trying to get pregnant. And then I got to go through the whole thing of like hoping that it's a sticky bean. So I applaud your courage, and I'm sending you loads of baby dust, honey. Check out Rhonda Patrick. She's awesome too. Okay. Yes, with keto. What girl? Why she can't answer? Okay, she can answer. Go ahead, Genesis. Go ahead, Cheyenne. So with your family planning.
So I've always wanted to have my kids at the age of 30. This is before I was diagnosed with PCOS that I had this idea. I still have this idea, don't get me wrong. And then I want to be married at 28. Let's just see how that works out. But 38 at 30, I'll have kids. I really just want to get a handle on PCOS, on my PCOS, just because it's really starting to like kick into high gear at the moment. So I just need to watch like what I eat. I need to watch my exercise. My fatigue is kicking in. My hormones are kicking in. What else is it? Just mostly fatigue really. And then I'm not really gaining any weight at the moment. I'm really like watching like what I'm eating, but I'm not watching like how I'm eating. So that's what I need to go back to. But family planning, that's going to happen later. I just want to get a handle on it like naturally, and go from there.
And it sounds like Genesis is volunteering to babysit.
Oh yeah.
Did you have an issue getting your AF after a miscarriage? I'm almost at 1 month, no AF. I did not. I ovulated straight away, and I remember we thought I might have been pregnant, and I ended up not being, but it was probably 14 days after the miscarriage, something like that. I'd have to go back and look at the calendar, but no, I did not. And I was at 10 weeks pregnant. So are estrogen dominant, and is your progesterone low? Is that why your periods are regular? If so, this is where diet and exercise has to be consistent and ditch the sugar and low carbs. Yeah. That's for you, Sha.
I know.
Okay.
I haven't really gotten my estrogen and progesterone tested. That sounds like a really good idea though, but I do know I do need to, sugar has been my frenemy since I can remember. Like my mom, she didn't really feed me things that were like high in sugar, or like things that were like really addictive as far as like sugar goes. But my dad, like he was like, oh yeah, eat whatever you want. And like, so like from that point on, I was sugar. Like, so like I really have to like separate that sugar addiction and like really feed myself like those substitutes, like I said before, taking away those bad habits and putting in those good habits, natural sugars, fruit and things like that. Like I love fruit. Like fruit is my best friend. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Shalise is saying she always got a cycle a month after her miscarriage, Genesis. And then baby J, how long after you changed your diet did you see relief from your PCOS symptoms? That's for you.
So, oh my goodness. I think it took me like, and the thing is I do fluctuate. I'm going to be really honest with you. But I think it took me 3 months for me to really see like a huge difference in like the way I sleep and the way my body adjusted to weight loss and the way that just my hormones were just like reacting. It took me 3 months to really get on. I should make a channel about PCOS. That's a man. And really stick to it. What?
Are you nervous to start the IVF journey with all the injections? Hell yes. Yes, I am. I had trouble with the one injection, and this one would never help me. She would always ditch me when I'd be like, can you do my HCG shot? And she was like, mm-mm. So a daily injection, I'm not looking forward to. There is a girl at my clinic who also, Tanika Lacey. Hi there. The Instagram names always get smushed together. Hey, girl. Hey. We're talking about PCOS and weight loss there. Hopefully that's relevant to you. Let me know where you are in your weight loss journey and your trying to conceive journey, both, neither. If you're just here to say, hey, I just want to make sure that I can support you, and it helps if I know you. Okay, so yeah, I'm worried about the injections. I'm worried about the daily injections. A friend at work just went through it, and she had her transfer, and I'm afraid to ask her how it went just because I know what it's like when people keep asking you the same thing. So I was like, when she has an announcement, she'll say it, and I'm praying that it's positive, but I don't want to hound her. But she and I have the same RE, and we looked at the meds. It's only one shot a day, and it's daily, which I was hoping it was every other day. Visits to the RE every morning. So it's close monitoring and once daily injection. So that I feel like I can manage. How long are you supposed to take the injectables? So they told me between 12 and 14 days. I think they had me order 14 days, but from everyone that's done IVF who I reached out to, they did not end up, well, not everyone, let me take that back. Most everyone did not end up taking the full 14 days. Some had to go over just because they weren't getting stimulated. I'm hoping because I'm doing the estrogen priming that will help. And also the intermittent fasting is supposed to increase my HGH, which is supposed to help with egg quality. Like people spend thousands of dollars on a synthetic HGH. So I hope, with that, it helps, but no more than 14 days, God willing. All right, what else we got going on? IVF Bahama Mama, hey girl, hey, how are you? And Kamiko72, welcome ladies, welcome. We still have 3 people over on Instagram. We have quite a few ladies over on YouTube, but I did want to include the Instagram fam. Are you in, Shy? Are you trying to just get me in? Okay. The gonal F injections were not bad at all. I was very nervous at first, but I barely felt anything. Were you doing them daily, Shalise? Was it a daily gonal F, or was it 5 days, like when you took the Femera? And which is the one that burns? Is that Cetrotide? I've seen different videos, and I have to go back and watch, and I want to call the ladies who have offered their services to me. Is it an ice pack or is it a heating pad? Because some people said ice pack felt good. Some people said heating pad. And maybe I just have to see what my preference is. But I know they said one of them burns. And so that one, I know the first time I put it in will be okay. And after that, I'm like, oh, I'm already dreading it. Intermittent fasting helps with egg quality. Please share. Okay. Hey, IVF Mama. So yes, intermittent fasting increases your human growth hormone, which a lot of ladies take human growth hormone, the synthetic form, to help with their egg quality. So as I'm decreasing my insulin, I'm increasing my human growth hormone, HGH, which is meant to help with egg quality. So that is what one of the reasons why I went for it when I was reading it, because there was like intermittent fasting and keto, which some people do together. They're very disciplined. God bless them. Again, it had to be easy for me. It reduces insulin, which is better for your hormonal balance, right? It creates what's called insulin sensitivity instead of insulin resistance. And then it increases your human growth hormone, which is why I'm working out 6 days out of 7 to build up muscle. And then I got this other, I moved it over there, this other full body workout. And I bought some weights from Target, like 5-pound weights, because the more you work your muscles, the more human growth hormone is encouraged to grow or be released in your body.
But so you say you're working out 6 days out of the 7 days. What type of workouts are you doing so that they know like, what, like on like this day and this day, like, you don't have to give a whole breakdown.
Yeah, so it's all days are cardio, at least 30 minutes of cardio. And then 4 of the days there are body parts that I'm working out. So upper body or legs. I'm not committed to a gym. Again, I didn't want to spend any money yet on it. I wanted to see what I could do, even though I know I'm going to go to your gym eventually. So lunges are good for resistance. That builds muscle. Squats, push-ups, sit-ups. What else is it? And then I got the weights. I'll show you guys. So this, it is, of course, that's blue. So I got 2 of these, and these are from Tone It Up, 5 pounds. I got them at Target. So this, there's 2. I didn't bring the other one over, but lifting these up. So working on the arms, there are different parts of your arms. Dropping it here, like to work on the back, pulling it up to work on the chest. Doing this with curls and sit-ups. So you want to have like resistance to help build up the muscles. And then I got this lovely, I don't even know what it's called. This is like a resistance band, but I don't know who is it made by. I'll put the links down below when we're done with this video. But it has like, I don't know if you guys can see that, like the different exercises on there.
And then show Instagram too.
Yeah. So it's upper body and lower body. So I vary it. You guys know me. I have a schedule. I have a plan. So I write it all down of like what I'm doing on what days. And then the jump rope is good for cardio. Let me see that one. Also got this. So this, I did it in the house. That's probably not good for my downstairs neighbor. I know. I'm not. No, you didn't have for it. Anyway, this is good for cardio. So I'm using this for the high interval intensity training to get my heart rate up. So I found that one to be good. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. But at least 30 minutes of cardio every day so that I get my heart rate up and that I get the cardio helps with the fat burning. I'm also exercising in a fasted state. So I fast from 8 p.m. until in the evening until 12 noon the next day. So when I wake up, I've already been in a fasted state. I go out and exercise in a fasted state. It is weird the first couple of times you do it because your brain is telling you that you need breakfast. It's hungry. Every commercial on the TV is going to tell you, get a protein shake before you go. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of that because you want your brain to recognize that you have fat that can feed it. So you don't want any sugar, which is why that second week in those videos, you guys will see I stopped putting the honey and the agave in my apple cider vinegar because that does what? It raises up your insulin. And then it gives you glycogen. Your body's going to use that for energy and it's going to start saying, hey, girl, where's the other sugar at? What you doing? So I actually get excited when I get a hunger pain while I'm working out. Like, okay, now my body's looking for food. It's about to switch on and start breaking down this fat.
Nice. By the way, we are hitting 48 minutes.
Okay. Thank you, IVF Home. I still have a ways to go. I was telling the ladies, I'm seeing it on the measuring tape, but not so much on the scale, and I'm trying to get my BMI down. So I'm still technically overweight, even though the nephrologist laughed at me yesterday. And he was like, I wish all of my overweight patients look like you. So I was like, okay. Anastasia, hey. And is it Coos Winters? Hello. Okay, are we behind on the questions over here? Just me listening to you while driving. Okay, don't run into anything. Are you using Invocel? I'm not. What's Invocel? I've heard the progesterone needles are huge. Oh, don't scare me, Shalise. I don't need any huge needles. Some of them I saw where people, I have to stop watching the videos now because I am a person, like I watch all the murder mysteries and all that. It's just like, but the IVF videos are more frightening than the murder mysteries and the surgery. When they pull out those needles and then they're like, it's like this big, it's like the size of my straw. And they'll be like, this is the mixing needle. I'm like, oh my God, thank God. Thank God it's not going in your skin. I was like, oh my God, yeah. And then, they get it all nice and juicy and dramatic, all close to the camera. I was like, oh my God. So I don't need any big needles. I don't understand why. Yes, for 4 days. Okay. Are you using Invocel? Oh, Shalise is using Invocel for 4 days. Don't have didn't burn it. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. June, hey fam. What's up? Everybody say hi to June. Shalise, I go in tomorrow for my first beta. I'm not very hopeful as I have no symptoms at all. Girl, it's half of it is mental, but ready for another cycle. Don't get to the next cycle. Let's live in this one. Let's be hopeful. You might have a pregnancy with no symptoms and be healthy and happy. So let's just hold on till tomorrow. It's not over till AF shows up. I'm claiming it for you now. LaShonda, also with irregular, LaShonda Washington. Oh, it's another LaShonda. Hey, LaShonda Washington. Also with irregular periods, that could possibly mean blood circulation is poor and stagnant. So with workout to get the blood flow. Oh, that is a good point. So that workout does help. Acupuncture helps get everything moving. It also helps with the lymph nodes. I know I owe you guys a video on dry brushing that will go up on Sunday. Saturday, the video on castor oil is going to go up. But that's one of the reasons for dry brushing is it gets the lymph nodes moving. So we have here, you guys can't see me, down right here in your V where your bikini goes, we have lymph nodes that are there. If you're like me and you sit down all day, it's like they're pinched off. So working out, walking helps that circulation, gets everything moving, helps your hormones get balanced. That's a good point, LaShonda. Imbocile is when they put the egg and sperm in a small container and insert it in the vagina. Oh, okay. Like not fertilized, just together they're hanging out and they're going to figure it out when they get in there. That's interesting. Now I got to go look this up. Thank you. The vagina is used as an incubator. It is removed after 3. Oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys watched Chris plus Joe. They just had a thing with their RE where they were trying to figure out what their embryo was housed in. And there was a big, I don't want to say a big scandal. There was a little, something. It was a fly in the buttermilk. But yeah, so this, I like it, and it's in your own body. Like, it's back where it's supposed to be. I like that. Okay.
A fly in the buttermilk.
Yes. Tay McKenzie, 92. It's, there's a fly in the buttermilk. Shoe, something's wrong.
Yeah, I get that.
Okay. Okay. I'm country. I was raised in the country. You escaped.
Yes, that I did.
Okay. Okay, so there was something else I want to give shout outs to the ladies who are on here. If you guys are not connected to Genesis Lovings TV, please connect with her. She has a great channel. She unfortunately has suffered her second miscarriage. She mentioned that on here. Our heart goes out to her. I don't know. Are you still on here, Genesis? Say hi if you are. But check out her channel. Some other channels that I watch, Tanika TTC, I mentioned. Chris plus Joe, they go into very detailed IVF injections. They are in either Australia or New Zealand. They are advanced maternal age. I think Chris is actually younger than I am. And she is, I think, going through her 3rd round of IVF. So they do updates as they're going through that. Bun in the Oven is going through IVF. They had a genetic disorder, so they have to do PGD testing before they put eggs in there. I recommend that channel as well. Shell TTC Bella was on here. She has a channel. She went through a tubal reversal. And so she's on a TTC journey with tubal reversal. And TTC is trying to conceive, if you all don't know. And I think, who else is on? Did I miss anybody else? I think that's it. And then I want to say Butterfly Poet. I love her channel as well. I'm doing a giveaway for the birthday of Simply Tanika, and it will be a collaboration with Butterfly Poet. She has a business called Butterfly Cookies, and they are going to be a part of the giveaway. I'm looking for ideas. So I'm thinking I'm going to do 7 items. I don't know why I like the number 7, but like 6 smaller giveaways and then 1 giant giveaway. So let me know. You don't have to do it during this, but later down below, what you would like to see in the giveaway. And then I also have a surprise for you when I announce the collaboration and the birthday celebration. Like, it's huge. All right. The vagina is using, Nikki. Then the embryo is looked at under the microscope and then transferred. I love that. I'm going to have to look that up. And so someone said, yes, they're doing it, right? In here. Shalise, are you saying, yes, you're doing the Imbocile, or yes, you're doing the injectables for 4 days? Because now I'm very curious into this. And then, Nikki, is it fertilized first? Like, do they do ICSI, or do they fertilize it in the dish and then put it into the vagina, or they put them in together? They probably fertilize it first, right? Because then they're just swimming on their own. That's very interesting. I wonder what the success rates are on there. All right, ladies, we have 6 minutes left. Are there any other pressing questions about weight loss, about PCOS, about food, calories in, intermittent fasting? Ashley, are you still on Ashley TTC journey? I would love to learn more about keto. So if you're going to put keto videos up, let me know and I'll come over and check those out. I'm learning. Like I said, I'm doing keto-esque, but not hardcore keto. As always, I will continue to post all my food porn on Instagram. So yeah, I love food. Love, love, love. And bacon. I love bacon. So good. Oh, thank you. Is it Second Guess Her? Second Guess Her. Yes. Thank you, Second Guess Her. I'm trying, girl. I'm trying. I got a long way to go. But we got to celebrate one step at a time. will you be doing the genetic testing on your embryo? I will not, Shalise. I will not be doing any genetic testing. I'm not going to poke or pull any cells from that little baby. No, they are put in together and they fertilize by themselves like natural. Oh, I love this, Nikki. So it really is giving your body an opportunity to do what it's meant to do. And the embryo is in a more natural environment, it sounds like, which I love that idea. I mean, I love all the science, what it can do, but I'm just like a natural girl in general. So I love that, you know, give it a chance. With the fasting, do you have trouble sleeping? So Arab, I am not a sleeper. I don't know if you saw my goals video. I sleep probably 4 or 5 hours anyway, but I would not attribute not sleeping to the fasting. I actually feel like I'm sleeping more soundly with the fasting. I think
I would say so.
That, and I'm taking magnesium before I go to bed too. So that might help because one of my goals was to get up to 6 hours of sleep a night as part of this whole journey. That also helps with your hormones when you sleep more. And so that was one of the things that I wasn't doing.
And I will say this, when I noticed, like when I was losing weight, I noticed that whenever the longer I slept, like the closer I slept to 6 to 8 hours or 7 to 8 hours of sleep, the slimmer I would look when I would wake up as opposed to sleeping like 4 to 5 hours. So I feel like it really does like make a difference with your weight loss journey.
Yeah, sleep and water. So, the nephrologist, I was telling him I was drinking 4 liters of water. He said that was excessive. He was like, on a really bad day, do 4 liters, but he was like, 2, 3 is good. I thought I had to, and he said like it washes away electrolytes. And then I was like, well, can I just add electrolytes? And he was like, how about just don't drink so much water? So yeah, that's coming from the guy who is in charge of kidneys. So that was interesting. But water, staying hydrated is important. I learned the day of my surgery how important water is and how being dehydrated will trick your brain into thinking you are hungry. I had already been fasting, but for the surgery, you can't have water or anything. So I had already been fasting for food. So technically when I went in at 9, I shouldn't have been hungry. But because I couldn't have any water, it made my brain think I was hungry. So as soon as I came out of surgery, I inhaled at least 10 packs of graham crackers. So I was like, well, I guess this is going to be a cheat day. Because I didn't have a big water bottle, so I couldn't chug the water. Like she gave me this much water and she's like, oh, I'll just bring you more graham crackers. And she brought a pile of them and I ate them all. So water also helps you feel full and doesn't confuse your brain and make you think you're hungry. And which is weird because when we're younger, well, not you, I didn't do that to you. My mom, you weren't allowed to drink any food or drink any liquid until you ate all your dinner, which means you were overeating, right? You should be able to drink and eat at the same time and let your body do what it's going to do. But I was raised in the era of clean your plate. So
someone did that to me once. I went to someone's house and I was like, no, I need a beverage.
Oh my God. I hope that you're over 18 and it was a relative and you weren't a guest somewhere. We have 6 people on Instagram now. Abigail Major, I'm preparing for my 3rd IVF. Any suggestions on how not to feel overwhelmed by the possibility of another 2-way? Oh, Abigail, if I knew that answer, I would be a very rich woman. I have 2-week wait. What I have done, and I haven't done IVF, but I've done more than my share of 2-week wait. The meditation, the coloring books have helped a lot. I don't know if I can get mine quickly. Those have helped. Those help relax me. And so I read the meditation. I do the coloring. Is it over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll show you really fast. Those help with the 2-week wait. Watching lots of other pregnancy videos help. Trying not to test. When I have tested, I've always felt crappy later. So can you see that? You just color them in. It's adult coloring. And then they have a meditation on each side. So for each, and it goes day by day. So like day 18 or wherever you are in your 2-week, that has helped me mentally. And then doing like little tasks that I know are good for implantation, like eating my pineapple core and having the bromelain, warming liquids, putting socks on my feet, just taking care of myself has helped. But it's long no matter what. I mean, it's long. I wish it weren't, especially when you were doing it over and over again. But I wish you luck. I'm sending you baby dust, girl. Let me know when you get that BFP. I know it's coming. Okay, Shalise. No, I took Gonal F for 4 days. Not in this. Okay, thank you. I thought so, Shalise, but I'm trying to follow all these. And I set the computer way over there so I could get the TV in the shot. So I'm like squinting. Okay, Shalise, will you be doing genetic? No. Okay. been reading. We'll see doctor in 2 weeks with the goal to do the IMVO. So, okay, let me know how it goes, Nikki, with when you meet with the doctor. I'm very curious about this now. I'm very curious. I might have to ask my doctor about it. Oh, and I don't know if you guys saw, if you guys watch Lily G, TTC, she just got a BFP. She did a secret IVF. I say secret because she didn't put it on her channel, but she got a BFP and she's having twins. They put in 2, but she's having identical twins. They're the same sac, something. Anyway, they're identical twins. And she had, her FSH was, I think she said 24.6, and they told her she had 1% chance. So I'm also in the 1% chance camp. So I was digging that. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen her channel, I recommend checking it out as well. All right. We are at 8 o'clock, which I ran this. Abigail, I have Enchanted Nature coloring books. Okay. Yes. Coloring books help me, says IVF Bahama Mama. They are the good thing, because I will tell you, talking to other people who are TTC while you're in your 2-week wait can drive you crazy. So talk to them for a little while, but then once you start obsessing about symptoms and not symptoms, and you're in pain and you're not pain, it just, for me, it devolved into like a downward spiral. And so being alone with my thoughts and preparing my body for my baby really helped. Okay, we have 51 seconds on Instagram. They are going to shut us down. We've been at an hour. We're going to shut it down on YouTube. I'm going to give you guys 60 seconds over here. I'm going to say goodbye to everybody on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate you ladies. Hopefully I answered questions about intermittent fasting and my keto-esque diet and the workout. And we also got into some fertility stuff, which was a bonus. So if you have any other questions, DM me and I will get back to you. If you didn't want to talk publicly, I'm happy to help you. Let me know how I can support you. I want us all to win. Let's get those babies, ladies. I'm confused about the pineapple. We're going to run out of time. Pineapple core helps with the implantation. It has an enzyme in it called bromelain, which helps transition your lining for implantation. Shoot me a DM and I will talk to you about it more, or we can FaceTime or something. Okay, bye, Instagram. They're out of here. All right, ladies, on YouTube, Instagram is off. Anything else going on? What is the name of that coloring book? It is called Coloring Conception. And it has, like I said, for every day of the cycle. So here's one that I colored. And here is like the days. I sent a similar coloring book as a giveaway in my last giveaway. If you guys are interested in having coloring books for this next giveaway, let me know. But it also has like a nice meditation. There's some other videos. I'll link them below where I've read to them and the ladies have found it relaxing. It just puts me in a place of calm. I think the coloring books, warm cocoa or warm soup, bone broth is great. You want warming liquids. You want warm feet. The nephrologist told me sleeping on the left side is good for pregnancy. So I'm going to start sleeping on my left side just to get in the habit. It gives better blood flow to the placenta. So if we are pregnant in our 2-week wait, I think being on the left side is good. Figuring out ways to take good care of yourself. I know I say it all the time, but it's so important. I think as women, we forget that. We're always giving to other people, and we forget to put on our own life mask. When you're on the plane, what do they tell you? When the air mask comes down,
put yours on first.
Yes. Can't save anybody else if you are not safe. All right, ladies, that is it. It is 8:04. Thank you all so much for hanging out with Cheyenne and I and for sharing your stories and listening to ours. And I appreciate you all. I love you all. And what are we going to do? Let's get those babies, ladies. Mwah. Baby, that's to you all.